Hi, so today I'm going to practice some walk canter transitions with my horse because the flying change is not really his forte. It requires a quick, powerful effort to make a clean flying change, and he is not about quick and powerful. So I like to use the walk canter transitions to wake him up a little bit so that he has better flying changes. And this is being filmed in the month of November, and I like to think of November as being no spur November, and so I don't have a spur on him. I think that's the best way to really practice these walk canter departs because I think they'll be a lot more honest. So what I really want to make sure is that in a canter depart that I have a half halt on my outside rein. So I'm going to get a little bit of extra bend to the inside. That's in the rib cage. It's not so much in the neck. Once I feel the rib cage is bending, I bring the outside leg back, and then 2 or 3 strides later, I make the canter depart. And so I want to feel that he takes the outside rein, but that he actually gets a little rounder. So you can see he likes to get a little hollow in the depart because he's too slow in the hind leg. And so then if he hits the double bridle, good boy. In my test, he's going to change his stride length, which changes the tempo of my tempi changes. And so when I'm doing twos or ones, which he doesn't compete at the ones yet, he's only done the intermediate one. And so when he does the tempi changes closer together, if his stride length is changing because his frame is changing, then my timing is good boy. Good boy. My timing is going to change. And then when my timing changes, then we're going to have a missed lead change. And so if we miss a change, it's usually near the end of our count because he is changing his tempo through the course because he's changing his frame. So see how he wants to just lift his nose a little bit there and come against the hand, and he pauses a little bit before he does the lead change. So that would make a flying change a little bit difficult, and so I'm going to just repeat it. So when I'm not talking, good boy, good boy. When I'm not talking, these changes, they come a lot closer together. So if your horse is not good at canter walk canter, then hey, oops, sometimes we get passage because that's easier than a flying change. So if your horse is not good at canter walk canter, then what you might want to do, good boy, is do a trot transition. Send the horse forward in the trot, and then walk. Get the bend in the rib cage, half out outside rein, good boy, and then go. And a lot of times that trot actually helps get the horse a little bit more forward thinking so that the canter depart can be a little bit sharper and a more forward type transition. And by forward, I mean that the horse puts the effort in and you have to make a half halt in order to make that canter depart. I want to feel I have to take him back. See there, I didn't have to take him back because he was pausing. And if I wasn't talking, I would have sent him forward. Good boy. So when we ask for the canter, they have 2 choices: an extended trot or a canter. And to me, the lead isn't even all that important. It's that they pick up the canter when you ask them to canter. If you get a wrong lead, that's your fault. Okay, so I get my bend, I stretch up, I half out, good boy. And he went forward to it. The back legs could have been spread a little bit more, which would make a better flying change. But he's more forward thinking, and that's important for this horse, that he's forward thinking. Good boy. In the canter depart, so that he's forward thinking. Good boy. In a flying change. Good boy. And so I don't school a ton of flying changes, even though they're not his forte. I school a lot of walk into canter, and I do that like 1 or 2 days a week. I do about this many walk to canter transitions to get that strength and that quickness so that the flying change is easy. And then like once a month, I can school my tempi changes. Hopefully that helps you down the road of preparing for the flying changes. So even if you're not doing the flying change yet, to be able to think about what a canter depart should be like from even a trot to canter, that they should be sharp and quick and come up into the hand in a round way so that it's a half halt to pick up that canter. That's going to really help along the road of learning flying changes. So we want to think about that all the way back in their 4-year-old year when we're breaking them, rather than waiting until they're showing at second level and they're good at it, and now we're going to get ready for third level and teach the flying change. That's not the time to teach the flying change. This horse was showing training level and already was learning his flying changes, and that was his 6-year-old year. So now we're end of his 8-year-old year, and he's solid in the Pre-St. George. And part of that is because we always think to the future when training our horses, and if you're not sure what the future is, just look into the USDF dressage tests, and you can see what's required in the levels ahead of where you are now, and start playing with those things at the walk, because we don't compete them at the walk, so mess them up as much as you want at the walk and start getting comfortable with moving your horse around like that. Happy cantering, everyone.